watching the startup video for Fujifilm's FinePix F550EXR model, which is a GPS-enabled model. I'm going to show you in this video how to get this camera up and running for the very first time. First off is with the batteries. It uses an MP50 lithium battery, so we highly recommend you charge the batteries prior to use. And luckily I have one already pre-charged, ready to go. So let's take a look at getting this camera up and running for the very first time. As you can see, let's take a look at the bottom of the camera. This is where the battery covers are. I'm going to push that open and it flips open. Okay, so with the batteries, I'm going to match the orange stripe with the orange tab on the camera. I'm going to make excuse me, I'm going to make sure that the contacts are going towards the camera and not away from the camera. Okay, so let's do that. Clips in place and the battery does not fall out. Now, if I wanted to eject the battery, I just slide this little tab down, and the batteries now kind of pop out for me. There we go. Okay, now the camera uses, of course, an SD card. I have a 2 gig SD card here with me right now. We highly recommend, of course, it does also support the SDHC cards as well as the SDXC cards, which are even the higher capacity cards above SDHC. However, if you plan to record HD video, because this is full 1080p video, we highly recommend a Class 6 card or faster. Okay, for this demonstration purposes, I'm just going to use this standard SD card. I'm going to follow the directions on how to insert the card properly, which is the front facing the front. It goes into the memory slot in the bottom there. I'm going to push that in, it clips in place. If I push it again, it pops open and I can actually eject the card. So it has also a spring-loaded feature on that. Close the camera, and now we're ready to actually turn the camera on for the very first time. Now, if there's 2 ways of turning it on. You can push and hold the playback button down, and it turns the camera on, or you can use the on and off switch. So I'm going to just push the on and off switch. Lights up. Now, if this is the very first time, it's going to come up with a language selection and also date and time selection as well. So I'm just going to select, I can either rotate this dial or I can push up and down. Doesn't matter how you want to choose it. I'm going to select English. And it also has a power management option. And again, you can use the power save. I like to have the clear display, which gives me a very fast refresh rate. And the camera goes on for the very first time. As you can see, the flash actually just popped up automatically for you, similar to a previous model that we had. Now, the camera defaults to EXR, which is basically automatic functionality of this camera, but it also accounts for different lighting situations like low light, high contrast scenes, which have greater dynamic range capabilities, or just a standard photo. And that's what EXR does. On top of that, it selects 27 different scene modes, from portraits, landscape, greenery, skies, you name it. It basically knows exactly what scene you select, and it's going to select it for you. Now, in order to take a picture, of course, it's the shutter button right on top of the camera. I can push the button all the way down. It takes that picture. You can see the camera is very fast in its reaction speed. So it does have a very slow, a very fast, a very reduced shutter light. Now, ideally, when you take a picture with this camera, you want to push the shutter button halfway down to pre-focus and push it all the way down to actually take the photo. Again, halfway down to pre-focus, all the way down to take the picture, all the way down, take the picture. Now, the zoom controls are on top of the camera. You can zoom in. So I'm going to show you how that works. The camera offers a 15 times zoom, which is unbelievable, at 24 millimeters. So it's a very wide lens, and it goes all the way up very close. Has stabilization as well. Boom, it focuses. This new EXR CMOS sensor and its double core processing technology, extremely fast for focusing, even at the telephoto range. This is why this is one of our premier cameras in the Fuji lineup. As you can see, it focuses very quickly. If I zoom out, it also quickly focuses as well. Very good. So I took a bunch of shots. How to look back at images? I'm going to push the playback button, and I can actually toggle through the different playback options by rotating this dial. See how fast that goes? Or rotating the opposite direction. I can also push left and right as well if I wanted to. So it operates in two different ways. I actually like the speed of this dial here. Now, if I wanted to zoom in on the image, I can push the zoom controls and zoom in. Then I can push up and down, left and right to pan the image. I can zoom in closer and pan, zoom out and pan. I can get completely out by pushing the display back button. And I'm out. Go to my next image, zoom in again. Make sure my pictures are focused. Get out of that as well. Now to delete images, you want to push the quick delete button. So let's find a picture I don't like. This one here, the table. I'm going to push up. It says erase OK and push up and push OK and it deletes that image. If I want to delete all images, I go into the menu. I can then select erase, push it to the right, and either rotate or push up and down to select my different options. From the current frame, I can select the frames. I can also delete all the frames or all the images. So let's select some frames. Push OK, and I'm going to rotate the dial and push that one. I'm going to push the button now, so I can actually that one and that one. I'm going to push back. Now it's going to say I have 3 selected. It's OK to erase. I'm going to push up, push OK, and they are now erased. And what's left is the ones that I haven't selected. Okay, so that's just a quick look of the F550 and how to get started. Of course, you know, this is a different shooting modes on top. Program, shutter, aperture priority, manual control, the scene modes. There's an advanced mode where you can actually access things like the 360 panoramic feature, pro focus mode, and pro low light mode. But normally, EXR does such a wonderful job. It basically does everything for you. Okay, that's just a quick look at getting started with the F550.